I think both Laird and I grew up on islands. I grew up in the Caribbean and he grew up on Kauai. And what people, I think they look at the outside and they sort of draw some obvious conclusions as to why, we were originally together. I think our values are really, really similar. So our philosophy around, lifestyle and money and God and how you treat people and also the shared idea that each individual person is in charge of their own happiness. I think both Laird and I operate that way pretty seriously. So it's this weird mixture of there is a pretty intense selfishness of each of us, but somehow that allows us actually to really come together and give to the relationship and to the family. So it's like really knowing, hey, I'm not going to be my best if I don't, for Laird, go surf and do my thing, or for me to train or what have you. And neither one of us is waiting on the other one to do it. So, for example, I'm not going to wait for Laird to do X, Y, and Z to be nice or loving or any of these things. It's like, hey, I'm going to, conversely on that, you take care of your side. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do the best I can. I always say I don't treat anyone better than I treat Laird. And I see Laird year after year showing up and doing his best version of that as well, because you can't force each other. Right? And you can't say, well, when you do this, I'm going to do that. I don't think for us, that doesn't work. The other thing we have built into our dynamic is I think both of us are still interested in learning, and I don't think we get tied too much to the back. So even though maybe you do certain things in your life, you wear certain coats of identity, I think both of us shed those pretty quickly and we keep moving forward and we're interested in new things. So I think we get to bring that to the dynamic. And then the other side of this is there's a couple things. When you've been together long enough with somebody and you've learned some stuff, you start to appreciate the fact that you can find a partner that you can grow with, that you can learn with. So you actually start to, I think, appreciate the relationship even more as time goes on. And then a lot of the things Laird has taught me. I'm not the courageous one. I'm the more scared one for sure. Laird is perfectly willing to put his heart on the chopping block, which is like pull the weeds right away. We don't let things build up. In the first day, even if it's somebody's tired, it's like, hey, what's up? And so it's really, not brushing things under the carpet. Conversely, not letting things be a big deal. Like if Laird is stressed out or something's in the middle of something and he snaps at me to give him something, I generally probably don't take that personal because I'll be like, yeah, he's, under a 200-pound whatever, and he needs the wrench or something, right? So it's moving in and out about what needs to get addressed, what is not a big deal. And then finally, I think there is a deep mutual respect and enough reverence that we kind of don't mess with each other. And that's built in. I think both of us have that. And so we don't lead with that, but I think it's understood that, I would like it if you talk to me respectfully. It would be great, And then finally, quite frankly, Laird has had a huge impact. We are very different. And Laird leads with his heart. And I lead with my head, I joke that I'm the person who can be like, oh, I think I'm getting angry, And Laird has been such an incredible example of just, here it is. And I'm like, whoa. And he always is, listen, I never have to worry about wondering what I said because I tell the truth. And sometimes he's really direct with people and it almost seems harsh. But he reminds me, he's like, no, Gabby, this is being loving. Shielding people or protecting them or not having that one conversation, that's actually not being loving. Being loving is, thoughtfully being direct. And so that has really influenced me and how I've evolved as an adult, which is you can house kind of a lot of different things and you don't have to be hysterical to finally say what you think and feel. That sometimes to be in charge of situations, you have to say uncomfortable things. It's not always going to be popular, and it's really been helpful.